Hello and welcome to my video on flying the Flight Sim 2004 default 737. In this video I'm going to cover the GPS. Just a quick tip, you can position your aircraft anywhere in the world by using map, putting the pointer on the aircraft and clicking and dragging it to where you want it to go. So I'm just going to drag it south a little bit. I'm over the Isle of Wight, which is off the south coast of England, and I'm directly south of the SAM VOR or waypoint, which is Southampton Airport basically. You can also, when you're on this page, you can also alter the altitude, the heading or the airspeed, but I'll leave them the same though. I'll have dragged the plane a little bit south. Press OK and the flight sim will reload your new position and you will be there. So GPS, how do you get the GPS screen up into your cockpit? Well, you can either click on the little radar screen, or if you don't have one of those, if it's not the 737, you can go Views, Instrument Panel and GPS, and there's the GPS up. So there's a picture of where you are. Okay, how do you load a waypoint into the GPS? Well, there's three types of waypoint. The first one is airports, the second one is nav aids, and the third one is simply GPS waypoints, which is these pink triangles you can see that are dotted everywhere. Okay, so if I wanted to enter the waypoint as an airport, press the direct go to switch, the left arrow above P1 time, and you'll see that the first letter now only is flashing, so that's your cue to input information. So I'm going to put in Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, which is Manchester Airport. Enter once, enter twice, enter three times, and there's the information's in. The go to has now shown you Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and you have this navigation line or radio, which is a direct line to the point that you've entered. Second type is old-fashioned VORs. So again, I'm going to paint go to page, left above the P, and I'm going to put in DCS this time, which is a waypoint, which is a navigation aid called Dean's Cross. Navigation aids generally have 3-digit inputs. So enter tells you that it's a VOR, enter says do you want to activate, enter, and I'm now heading for Dean's Cross. Third type is waypoints, which generally have 5 or 6-digit names. So go to, if you ever get stuck on a page, press clear and it will take you back to the default page. So if you entered the wrong information or anything, simply press clear. So I'll do it again. So it's go to page, left P, and I'm going to go to Lakey, L-A-K-E-Y. All these points are like in the north of England. Press enter once, tells you it's a waypoint, tells you it's an intersection, which is where two airways meet. Enter again. Do you want to activate? Yes. So I've activated Lakey now, and straight away you'll see there's quite a lot of information comes up on the screen, and I'm going to go through some of it with you. This is your direct track. It's not your heading, it's your direct track over the ground, which could be different because of winds or so forth. So it's saying my direct track over the ground now just now is 4 degrees, even though my heading is 360, so it's about 4 degrees out. The second one is the line, big red line that's appeared. This is the direct to track, so that it's like a straight line between you and the waypoint. So some of this information is to do with this line, this direct line, and some of it's to do with the waypoint in general. So I'll go through some of the stuff, the information that's here just now. The direct track, as I said, was your track over the ground at the moment. Direct to track is the track, the heading that you would have to go on for this red line. So you could say this is the 349 radio or the 349 bearing to the waypoint. That doesn't change because you've set it already in the GPS. If you change you can change your input at any time, even on the same waypoint. So I'm just going to input that waypoint again. So go to enter, and you see you get a slightly different piece of information. I'm now on the 349 radio or bearing, so that doesn't change. That's to do with this line. This is your distance to the waypoint, which will slowly reduce as you get nearer, as it just did. Estimated time en route in minutes or hours and minutes, how long it's going to take you to reach that waypoint. your ground speed at the moment over the ground. And this bottom one is to do with the red line, is to do with the bearing point, and it basically tells you how far off course you are. I haven't made any effort to get on course for that, to use it as a direct to heading, so pretty soon I'm starting to veer off the course a little bit. I'm already 1.19 nautical miles to the right of course, which is shown graphically here with this line and shown as a number here, so I'm going to turn on course. Along this side, bearing is the bearing that you would have to go to get onto this 349. Course to set tells you, that course to set tells you how to get to the waypoint. So I'm going to go into 348 and line up, so heading 348. And now you'll see that the plane's starting to turn, so that I will be going direct to the waypoint via this red line that I've programmed in. You'll notice that the map is turning and the plane is staying still. This heading, the default heading, the plane is always heading straight towards the top of the map. But if you're heading east or west, this can be a wee bit disconcerting. So the second page is a north-south map of the same information. You'll see that there's a blue flag here with two white bits. This tells you that there's two pages associated with this nav page. So to get to the second page, right button. And as you see, the second page is a more conventional north-south map. You can range either one of these pages separately, so you can either range in or out, with the zoom tells you what the range is on the left there, and back to the default page, and again you can zoom it in and out, and if you zoom out far enough you get an image of where you're actually going. There's Lakey Waypoint there. Okay, so I'm now heading straight online, or I will be very shortly. Another way of going direct is to point this green arrow with this line here. If you point those two up, you're going direct to the waypoint. So I'll just tweak it over slightly, a wee bit more to the left, just to bring this line up. And as you get more online, you'll see that this number starts to go down, as eventually you'll end up on the line, in which case that white piece there will be right in the middle. And that's it basically as to how to fly a direct route. There's some other useful information. The things along the bottom are all different pages. This is the nearest page that tells you the nearest airport and the nearest nav aid if you are in an emergency situation. This is flight plan. I'll do that later in flight planning. And this message one, if you come into controlled airspace, it flashes message here to tell you that it's a bit of a nuisance. It flashes, so just press that until the off comes up and you won't get any more messages. And that's basically it as to how to fly the GPS. All this information, if you go to help, index GPS, all this information's in the flight sim if you want to look at it. In the second part, I'm going to look at how another way to use the GPS to pick up a navigation line that will take you into land. So I hope this has been useful to you, and that you watch the next video with more information on how to use the GPS.